Yo, I don't need a superstar budget to get superstar status. I can get at you with nothing. Fuck it. See, the difference between me and you is that I know what I'm up against. I know y'all got money. I know y'all got popularity. And I'ma still go in. Tell me something, dude. Do you know who James Monroe is? Did you know that James Monroe is the 5th president of the United States? The Monroe Doctrine was stated that your battles are not my battles, and I consider myself isolated from everything else unless I get provoked. At first, I thought it was a great example of how I perceive things in life. But after what I've been seeing through YouTube with all these people who do reckless shit and not get punished for it, especially the big shots of the whole website, that fueled the fire that burns inside me, and that became my purpose of being on YouTube. I remember one time one of my favorite rappers said in a track that related to my introduction to the rap game, "Do not be embarrassed by your underdeveloped status. It's up to you to find the right questions and ask it." No matter where you are in rap, you look into your path and see where it takes you. When you record your first song, you couldn't bear with it and make yourself feel bad. There are songs out there that are worse. The first time I ever had the idea of rapping was all the way back to middle school. Mood swings was the primary case of how everything went down. I've gotten major heat from my parents to never rap again after I've been recorded and posted on social media during a video game. In high school, I've got hooked into fast underground rap. As time went on, I looked into diss tracks. I was like, wow, that's gotta be pretty difficult to talk about somebody, disrespect them while rapping at the same time. When I heard about the PewDiePie and T-Series beef, it was pretty surprising to see another channel catch up to him. Until I heard a song from Felix that was supposed to be a diss towards them, Bitch Lasagna. I was so mad when he made that track and considered it to be a diss. When people around me told me that it was a joke, I still didn't care. That's when I wrote my first track ever with the mentality of showing people that this is how you make a diss track. Real talk. I wasn't like this at all before I rapped. I was one goofy, shy, and daring little kid back then. As soon as my childhood passed me by, and when reality hit me in the early stage of adulthood, I have never been more serious in my whole life. Every lesson I learned, physically and mentally, took me into new heights and see the true side of the story. Many evolutions, benefit of the doubt, biased opinions, and prejudiced manners. The way the world works nowadays is that you have to sneak in and capture the moment yourself before someone gets to it quicker than you do. When you've been messed around or pushed over too much, your circle of trust gets smaller. Everyone I knew had turned their backs on me. Miscommunication from family members, old friends, girls who like to ghost on others, and dependable turncoats that want to take shit from you. Anxiety attacks and no sleep always became a sacrifice for my own sanity. A little problem becomes a huge problem if it doesn't get solved right away. That's when I thought to myself that I needed a Zen garden to put me in the correct state of mind. Overthinking has been a pet peeve of mine. My nerves have been snapped many times. I had less screws in my head than usual, and somehow I stand here still the same person that acted like whatever happened to me that was so stressful, it felt like it never even happened. Either I'm really optimistic, or I'm just a complete idiot with wise knowledge that keeps me in check of harboring stupidity and secrecy. Whether it's autism or not, I guarantee you that after I went through that kind of mental hell, that's when a newer personality has emerged from my subconscious and found a new friend. The Yellow Jacket. Recognize what's real, man. That's what I'm all about. Realism. The way I see things about people within channels that have distinctive characters, usually be themselves or have a different persona. Regardless of who they are, if they make a mistake and it becomes a problem as soon as it goes viral, your status will be affected big time. YouTubers even try new things and step outside certain boundaries to gain a new demographic or perspective. Sometimes they do it, and they continue doing it even though they are not good at doing it. YouTubers who want to rap and battle each other overseas and think that this is a game, this ain't no game. Beef and hip-hop isn't just for entertainment. If I was born earlier, I would have decimated half of these motherfuckers already. Creators could also step in and try to address these situations, but they are either too nervous for beef or they don't want to risk getting cancelled. Brave Wilderness, Angry Video Game Nerd, KDO706, D6, and others like them have been true to their word. There are YouTubers that I like still, but something has happened to them that changes, which leaves me conflicted about them. Impatience, ignorance, alcohol addiction, or their licentiousness. But the thing that pisses me off the most is why are people still supporting channels after all the unforgiving and reckless shit they did? Well, let me answer my own question. That's because some people, not all, some people want to relate to them as a person and how they act in life, which resembles the same shit they've been doing and how they've been doing it, even for inspiration fuel. How many times did the public report in YouTube to get rid of channels that doesn't deserve to be there? I mean, what does the world want? Nobody doesn't give a shit about realism anymore. It's about copying someone else and how they want to build upon that to leave the original in the dust. YouTube itself is fucked up just as much as the rap game is. And that's tough. What I do is like a news report kind of fashion when I put together music. I address a YouTuber or some event about this YouTuber in a constructive manner. I point out their flaws and their mistakes, maybe tell people why you shouldn't support this person because of this and that. I know I can't stop the current decline. I know I can't turn it around. But I want to at least spread the message about how big this magnitude of problems really is, and hopefully turn some heads in the process. People will always see things differently and they want to act like I did this to myself. Wow. As if I was never aware about this sort of thing. But not just for me, all of us. If they are willing to change something for the world to make it better, I expect that. But if he or she doesn't go by his or her word, then I'm gonna question your authenticity. You do a lot of stuff that upset the people, then your heat goes up. When your heat gets too high, I'll be forced to call you out in your situations. Sometimes I let it slide from a couple mistakes, but if it happens with intention, then it's one time too many, and you've made a new enemy. Leashing off of a hot topic and build interest off of it just to get views and subs and not really going for its culture is a big fat no-no. There's a lot to say and a lifetime to say it. Once I've said what I said, then I'm at peace. You know what? I'm done. This is what I do and how I'm going to go about things. We need some kind of spiritual magic to see something different and maybe salvage some of the realness within the community. God help us through this turmoil.